So what can you do about that? How can you best prepare your child for kindergarten? Really, engaging with your child is the best thing that you can do. Talking with them, involving them in your life, and being involved in their life through just communication, through acknowledging what they're doing. So that is the key thing, just being present with them. Reading, of course, is huge. Reading. If it's part of your bedtime routine, or if bedtime is too chaotic and that's not what helps you, it's one more thing to do. Even if it's your morning routine while you're having coffee, making it some part of your routine where you're reading with them. They see you read as well, then they're seeing that it's important to you, that you're getting some communication and stuff from that. So modeling and talking about reading and writing.
Right.
Yes?
Does it matter what you read? I mean, would you recommend certain, my daughter loves Dr. Seuss.
No, it doesn't matter what you read to them. And actually, there's so many things correlated with reading. We could do a whole nother. Dr. Seuss is fun because it's playful. So much phonemic awareness, the sounds. Phonemic awareness is not just phonics, but it's just like sounds. Like if we all are very quiet. Phonemic awareness is like even being aware of the sounds that we're hearing in our natural environment. So Dr. Seuss uses a lot of playing and keying the brain up for some of that phonemic awareness. Our brain likes patterns and rhyming and that kind of thing as well. So no, silly stuff, that's fine. Good to try to do a variety. It's very common for young children to want to hear the same story over and over again, and getting the pattern of text and learning that it is the same message each time. All of those are great things. So in some ways your children guide you to where they are, and sometimes we don't want to take that trip with them because it's the 100th time of reading Dr. Seuss, but that also just gives them the consistency of print, and it's teaching them other aspects of the reading as well. One of the things that as you're reading, you can work on different things about, this is a letter, this is a word, show me where to start, which way do you go, but never teach so much or try to put so much in there that you're taking away from the pleasure of reading. So if you're doing a little lesson at some point, still make sure that you always get back to the pleasure of reading, because we read for information, we read for pleasure, and so we read for meaning. So we don't want to take away the aspect of what reading is here too. Model and talk about reading and writing. My kids, actually one of the children here even, I do that with the preschoolers here as well, but when my kids want something, and even when they were young, I had them put it on the grocery list. Now, even if it's a picture or if it's a random string of letters, that really empowers them. Now, it's your job to be very sure that you get that, and that you remember what it is, and that you take your list with you, because you want to empower them as far as, I wrote something on the list, that means something. It's something legitimate, it's not just 10 candy bars or something like that. So doing that really empowers them and really helps to communicate the meaning of print that we're trying to communicate, and that's why we read and write. Phone numbers, just dialing and recognizing the numbers. My kids have been able to call grandma for I don't know how long, but they can recognize the numbers on there as well, and that can give them, that's a real way to have numerals have some meaning, as well as cooking is a great activity. I know it's not the most fun thing to do with your child unless you're a much better cook than I am. But cooking is one of those all-inclusive kinds of things. You've got reading there, you've got math concepts there, you've got science and how things change, you've got before and after, cause and effect, and a great time for conversation, plus they're doing something socially that is benefiting the whole family. So cooking is one of those things, even if it's once a month or whenever, cooking is one of those things that can really be a total package as far as helping your child with development. Recognizing environmental print helps reinforce reading. Basically, those are symbols. The big golden arches are symbols, just like letters are. So reinforcing that environmental print on cereal boxes, different things, some of their favorite items. Yep, you read Jell-O. Good job. You are a reader. Very nice. So having them see that they're a reader as well. And then just talking about concepts such as over, under, big, little, we tend to take for granted. So sometimes just explaining those concepts, which one's big? Yep, you're right, it's big. I can tell because it takes up more space. I mean, you don't have to necessarily get that technical, but so often we assume that children are just picking up on things, which many times they are, but putting it in language and giving them the language for that is going to help them in so many ways as well. And the most important thing is really make sure you're having fun with your child. If you're engaging with them and you're having fun with them, it really does not matter what you're doing.